Hello everyone, welcome to quick Zoom tips for Lansing First Presbyterian Church. There are thousands of Zoom tutorials out there and most of you have already used Zoom a few times, but if you struggle, hopefully this will make it that much easier. We will start with the email link that you all get on the All Church email. When you click that link, if you've already installed Zoom, it should launch the meeting window right away. Now, depending on the setup, you may have to enter a password. If so, that's in the email along with the Zoom link. So here's that Zoom link, and that password, if you need it, is right here. So you can see what that looks like. Now I'm going to go over here for a test session and click this Zoom link. Now it'll prompt to open Zoom. You click Open Zoom, and then the meeting window should open and you should see something like this. In the gallery view, you'll see all of the attendees and a few special guests. This is what we call speaker view, and in the upper right, if I click there, this is speaker view rather. What we just saw was gallery view. That'll click back and forth. Gallery is all of the windows arranged in a grid. Speaker view focuses on one window, usually whoever's speaking, and you'll see some of the others at the top. Now, I'm using a home laptop computer, and things will be a little bit different on a tablet or a smartphone with a touch screen. That's fine. But the first place we want to go is our mute and our video settings in this lower left corner. The mute and unmute icon looks like a microphone. And if you are muted, there will be a red slash through the icon. I'm muted right now within this Zoom meeting. But you'll also see the red icon with a slash in the corner of your video box, and you'll see that same status for everyone else in your meeting view. Your friendly meeting host will mute everyone before worship starts except for the pastor or the musicians. But you can usually unmute yourself either accidentally or on purpose. So please try to be aware of that and stay muted unless you are supposed to be speaking. Also note that it's very easy to unmute yourself accidentally when you are using a touchscreen with a tablet or a smartphone. Be very careful with that. Now after worship, when we have our virtual coffee hour or for other church meetings, it can be a little chaotic until people get into the rhythm of speaking in turns. So it's really helpful if you stay muted unless you are speaking on purpose. Now next to the mute button is the video button. That's meant to look like a video camera. Again, if it's off, it'll have a red slash through it. Now you don't have to be on camera if you don't want to. If you leave your video off, people will just see your name or the name that you use to log into Zoom. It might be your computer's name. Or if you have a Google profile with a photo, maybe that's what they'll see, like this guy at the bottom. That's my other feed. That's no problem at all, but this is where you turn that on and off. Now otherwise, down at the bottom there's a toolbar with a few other things. You can look at meeting participants. There are some other things that you can see you don't necessarily have to worry about, but I do want to show you the chat. When you click on chat, that will open up in a sidebar just like this. Chat is a great way to participate in fellowship. If you don't want to speak out loud, or maybe you're not sharing your video, the chat will open in the sidebar and you can select whether you want to send a chat message to everyone, or you can select any individual in the meeting and you can send a private message to that individual. Now you can look at the other things on the bottom toolbar if you want, but there's nothing else you have to do. If you want to leave the meeting, that is down here in the lower right. If you don't worry about that, The whole window will simply close when the host ends the meeting for everyone. Now, one other thing I do want to show you, if the host is sharing, like say the Sunday bulletin, your display will change and you'll see the bulletin shared as we see now. Now, I get it. That text in this shared view is very hard to read. What you can do when something is being shared, up at the top, you'll see these view options, and you can choose the zoom ratio. And 100% is probably going to be readable, and you'll have this little hand where you grab your screen and you can scroll it. Whatever is being displayed, you can scroll through, and that should make it easier to read. You also have the option in the very upper right to enter full screen mode. That might make it easier yet. The zoom view will take over your whole screen, but you'll have the same zoom options and the same navigation. Now, looking forward, we will also try to host a live stream of the Zoom session on YouTube and on Facebook. So you'll have the option to just click that link and view the service, and you don't actually need Zoom at all. However, if you want to interact with people during worship, while we're all under quarantine, you'll need Zoom in order to do that. Whether you want to speak out loud or whether you want to use the chat, you need Zoom in order to interact with people. So, if you needed help, hopefully you found it. If you need more help, feel free to reach out to me or Megan or the church staff, and we'll see you on Sunday.